Hello and welcome to Baffle. James out of here, and today we're going to look at not one but two floodlights. They're both exactly the same, I just fancied two. Baffle!
Cool stuff.
The MEIKEE wireless remote control RGB flashlight. I've chosen the 15 watt one and it runs off LEDs, meaning that it still should be pretty bright even if it is only 15 watts. So as you can see, it comes with a remote control and it is actually IP66 rated. As you can see on the side here, I'll just zoom in a bit, you can see there's the different versions. So there's a 15 watt, a 36 watt, and finally a 60 watt. The beam angle and everything pretty much looks exactly the same from what I can see. So it's also got good energy efficiency as it's LED. So let's go ahead and open it up. So in the box we have, it's quite a compact package, but it all comes included in here. So we have some fastenings, so it's a couple of screws and some wall plugs. We have the light, which looks like it actually has a fixed UK power adapter. Let's take it out of the package. So it comes with a short but sweet user manual, which has English and a few other languages. It pretty much makes sense. It just tells you how to install it and all the different components. It tells you all the buttons to use the remote control. I should be right because I've actually got a similar remote control for an LED stripper light, so I should be okay. On first sight, it actually seems to all make sense and it all seems to be well presented, so that's good. And this is the MEIKEE light. It's a very compact unit. It has, I'm not big Clive, so I'm not quite sure what kind of LEDs they are. And there is the remote control. So on the back you have this giant sort of metal heat sink, so hopefully it should stay cool. This one's the 15 watt version, so it shouldn't get particularly hot anyway. I think you might need to unfasten those a bit to get this bracket to move a bit more easily. But on the back here you have two screw fittings, so you can make sure that it doesn't rattle around or anything. So as you can see, the connection is actually fixed, so it's not separate. You don't have to plug anything else in. It's all ready to go. On first thoughts, it looks very well made. So the lens is glass. The surrounding frame, I think, is it metal? Yeah, it is metal. It's cold. And everywhere else is metal. So it is all very well made. It also has a bit of a textured finish, so it should survive in harsher conditions. Okay, so if you've bought any LED product in the last however much years, you might be familiar with this sort of flat button remote layout. I've got an LED strip which has a very similar remote. So you have your RGB and then you have your rest of your colours here. You've got like purple and yellow even. I'm not quite sure what these two things are. It did actually say in the user manual, didn't it? Oh, I know, it's static. It's the different colour temperatures. So you've got static 300K. This one is static 400K, and finally this one is static 600K, so I guess this one looks most like white. And finally this is gradual 300 to 600K. Word of warning, it may be an LED flashlight, however do not shine it in your face. Now let's go ahead and test them out. So I've turned all the studio lights off, so you should be able to see a little bit better. So let's go ahead and switch it on. So it's worth noting that they don't power on automatically. If you plug them in, you have to use the remote control. So by default, you see it goes through the flash mode. I'll just stop that for now, put it onto red. Wow, that looks spooky. You have 4 separate modes. So you have flash, strobe, fade or smooth. It will cycle through all the colours in slightly different ways. So we'll start off with flash, which is one that we just saw, like that. It may look a little bit flicker in the camera. Doesn't look like that in real life though. So next one is strobe, which is like that, which is very dramatic. Thirdly, we have fade, which cycles through the colours and fades. So what happens is that they actually dim out before it moves on to the next colour. And finally, we have smooth, which is similar to fade, but instead of fading out, it just blends between each colour, which is a nice effect. So as mentioned, this doesn't actually flicker in real life, it's just my camera's doing that, so this is what it looks like. If I shine it on the wall behind me, that looks pretty cool. So yeah, hopefully you can see it. It's still daylight at the moment, so it may still have some sort of light in this room, but for the most part, yeah, you can see it quite well. To change the speed of the animation, you press this one to increase the speed. Sorry, my camera's not liking this. This one to increase the speed and that one to decrease the speed. So we'll go and increase the speed first. Just keep on pressing it until it does that. Now, you may notice it goes slightly out of sync. If I don't manage to get both of the sensors at the same time, it will go slightly out of sync. So let me try and do that one first, and then that one afterwards. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, that is, yeah, that is not very pleasant. So yeah, it can go very fast. Wow, that was definitely something. Yeah, so you get the idea. It can, on all 4 of these settings, you can change the speed. If you match the speed, so if you go to that one and then you go to the other one right there, so this should be on the slowest possible setting now. And then what I do, I switch from that mode then back to smooth. So then it should now be completely in sync. So if you're wondering if you can actually get them in sync, then you should be able to. However, you may need to operate each light separately. The remote control is okay, but it doesn't really work too well at various sharp angles. It has to be fairly direct to the light. Okay, so if you don't want an animated setting, you can just go for straight old red, green, or blue. And the good thing about this is that you can actually mix colours together, so you've got a few more. Not that you can really see the remote control, but you can actually operate it so you can have this really nice pink colour or even yellow. So the yellow probably doesn't look too yellow. It actually looks pretty good in real life. On the camera it looks a little bit orange, but in real life it looks pretty good. So you can change it. This is a different type of green, like a turquoise green, got like a purple going on there, an orange. So yeah, there's all sorts of different colours you can choose from. Okay, so this light doesn't only just do colour, it can actually do neutral tones as well. On the left here, you've got warm white, medium and white. And then this one does like an animation. So we'll start off on warm white. So if you look, if I shine it behind me here, it's like almost like an incandescent light. It looks very nice and warm. And then next up, we've got the neutral light. Again, it kind of looks flickery on the camera. However, in real life, it looks very nice. And then finally, we have the white setting. So this is pure white. So it actually looks brighter on these settings because I think if you can see on the camera, it actually uses more LEDs in general. So this is the warm white, uses those sorts of LEDs. It uses a lot more LEDs than say this function, where it only uses the center one. So it's worth bearing that in mind. The neutral settings are brighter than the other settings are. It works very well. You've got the remote control. It's very easy to operate. Oh, this looks kind of spooky. Dun, dun, dun. But yeah, okay, let me turn it off for now. But yeah, you get the idea. It is very versatile. It's got your RGB settings as well as the warm white and neutral white color as well. So awesome. So in general, I'm really impressed by the brightness of these lights. They're very good. And bearing in mind, if this isn't quite bright enough for you, there is a 30 odd watt and a 60 odd watt version. I'll put all the links in the description. So this is the lowest wattage at 15 watts. One thing it is worth noting is the cables aren't particularly long. I don't know how long you actually need because everyone has a different situation. However, for me, these cables are a little bit on the short side, so that's a little bit of a shame. However, it is nice that it comes fitted with a plug. Some of them you have to wire in yourself. Again, it all depends on your situation. You may actually prefer one or the other. So let's fast forward time and go outside. Overall, the MEIKEE wireless remote control RGB Floodlight looks great and is easy to use. It has a metal chassis and a glass front, plus a well presented remote control. It provides both colour and white options, so whether you're looking for better visibility outdoors or a dazzling party effect, it's all possible. It also has a memory function, so will remember your settings from last time. The only downsides are the cable is rather short and the remote doesn't work so well at harsher angles. Value-wise, this RGB Floodlight is a great choice. All in all, the MEIKEE wireless remote control RGB Floodlight gets a baffle rating of 5 Bs. You can buy this on Amazon. Check the baffle links in the description. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button. Any questions? Hi Oscar, let me know down below. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat and TikTok. Follow me at Baffle Channel. For all the latest, head over to baffle.cc. Thanks for watching and have a baffling day.